as physician associates? Should it even exist? Or are we to medicine as a child born out of an affair is to the person who has been cheated upon? Constant reminder of a broken relationship, which in our case is a broken system. So this was my line of thinking. Our role only came into existence due to the shortages of doctors. This was the case in America with Dr. Eugene when he came up with that fast-track training of medical professionals within the military to solve this problem, bringing forth, of course, the first physician assistants. In the UK, there is this ongoing problem of aging GPs and retiring partners, creating this gap in primary care and the shortage of doctors in general. We are not solving any novel problem within medicine. If, on the other hand, Bezos alone were to go to Mars, meet some ET dons and bring them to Earth, we mingle with them and they got sick, and perhaps physician associates were trained to take care of these hybrids, then that not being the case, we are basically plasters over cracks. Of course, we help play our role within our scope and contribute to the MDT. However, we are not necessary for the system to function.
Unnecessary.
No. It's an MBBS required to do everything a doctor does. Hell no. But these tend to be the grunt work. If physician associates had acquiesced and dedicated themselves to doing these grunt works, there will be no complaints about mid-level creep. But breaking news. No physician associates see themselves as a doctor's assistant. And here's the dichotomy. Physician associates see themselves as, I'm a physician associate, you are a doctor, you just happen to be my supervisor. In no way, shape, or form am I your assistant. This might come as a shocker to you, but listen closely. In my 2 years of training as a physician associate, never did I hear from either my tutors or my supervisors that I was being trained to become a doctor's assistant. Shadowing one consultant once, I think was under the impression that I was a medical student. But after clarifying to him that I wasn't and that I was a physician associate, he remarked that there was no use for us in the hospital. Only thing we could contribute to the hospital is by doing the laundry work, with the laundry work being all the jobs nobody else wants to do. I tried pushing back on it, trying to explain our scope of practice and what we bring to the team. But old boy wasn't budging and we had to agree to disagree. It was at this point that I realized there was a dichotomy.
You take the blue pill, take the red pill.
Either physician associate students were being lied to during their training, or these old boys had to catch up with the times. If these old boys held their opinions only in their heads, that'll be fine. But the funny thing is, they can pass it down to upcoming medical students in placement. So there will always be that divide of you being trained as a physician associate where you see yourself to contribute to the team, and certain individuals looking at you that you are meant to be the assistant and you should be doing just the grunt work. But no physician associate signed up for that deal. I was told I'm being trained in medicine to practice within the scope of the physician associate. Never was I told I was going to be your assistant. So you can see why there is always this dichotomy. What we know and what we feel we are and what we are perceived as. This is the reason why I think the GMC regulation will be very important as it to really define what we are and what we are not, eliminating most of the ambiguities associated with this profession. The future of this profession is something I find really interesting. Of course, it's relatively new. However, time travel is possible. You can just look at America and see how things are developing over there. One thing I've noticed often is this problem of newly qualified physician associates finding jobs, as they do complain of oversaturation of the profession. And I must admit, this tends to be in the major cities, New York, Miami, LA, and not so much so in the rural areas. Though this is not our current reality, it could be so in the future. I know most of you do speak big game and speak as if you are the reincarnation of Mother Teresa during your interviews. But I don't know how long you can be uber altruistic for.
I'm dying in this fucking country ass.
A time will come, you'll want to get lit, turn up, and party. When that time comes, bro, whatever shire you find yourself is not the place. You'll have to come to the city and get it popping. Another interesting stuff is Doctor's Apprenticeship Program, which is still in progress. Should it really succeed in widening the access to medicine and its participation, addressing the root problem that gave us our existence, what will our future hold?
Some of them can do some jobs almost as well. Now that we've got the recipe, is there really any need for them to stay?
Is this our future? Hopefully not. Of course, doctor's apprenticeship is not going to be a silver bullet and it's not going to solve all the problems associated with the medical system, NHS, but Should it succeed in widening participation, and should it start producing medical doctors in 6 years' time, what will our future hold? And I think the HEE is thinking of setting it up and making it start, I think, in September of 2022. So in 6 years' time, there is the potential that new doctors would be developing alongside the traditional medics, tackling the very reason why we do exist. And if that becomes the case, I do ask myself, what is our future? I don't know if I'm being a prophet of doom, but I think it's food for thought. How's it feel, right? Good stuff, it's banging. It's your boy, Yo T, and I'm out. Salute.